What about you? Top of the morning to you. Oh my god, it's Jacksepticeye. Hey guys, Zack here. Welcome to Layton's Mystery Journey, Katrielle in the Millionaire's Conspiracy Deluxe Edition. This is a game with a title way too long to fit in the 100 or less title limit. And, yeah, it's a Professor Layton game. I've never played a Professor Layton game in my life. And this is apparently the newest one, quote unquote. To my knowledge, there isn't anything I need to understand before or after this game. All I know is that I play as Katrielle Layton, which is actually the professor's daughter, and also shares her first name with the last name of my first grade teacher. So, yeah. Oh. Well, speaking of things that are not going to fit in the character limit. Okay. Yeah, I've never played a Professor Layton game in my life, so I have no idea what to expect. Yeah, I figured they were fictional. Oh, it's animated.
Daddy?
There's the professor.
Where are you going? Daddy? Daddy!
So it seems like the story to this is that the professor just kind of up and disappeared. She had a nightmare. Alright? Rise and shine. Time to get on with your day.
Right then.
It's got a pretty banging soundtrack. We'll give it that. There she is.
Today's the day. My journey as a detective starts here.
Following your dad's footsteps. Expect nothing less. Alright, well, there's my opening thumbnail, I guess. I always wanted to be a private detective, but I have no idea what it would entail. I think I would have to go through college or something for certain to learn how. I don't know. There's the professor again. Okay, also she founded Layton Detective Agency, apparently. In that short time, she founded her own detective agency.
Dear Lucy, I've opened a detective agency on one of London's most happening streets.
Okie dokie. So it's set in London. I figured that, but...
Any mystery solved. That's the Layton Detective Agency's motto.
Oakley dokley. Also, I believe they did a crossover with Phoenix Wright at some point. I forget which game, but they did a crossover with Phoenix Wright. I need to finish up Phoenix Wright. I kind of took a break from it to focus on other projects, but I need to pick it back up again, because I do enjoy it.
I can't wait to find out what mysteries are waiting for me. You must come and visit me if you have the time. Yours faithfully, Katrielle.
Okay. Prologue, Lady and a Tramp. Huh. Alright. Story time. I can see why this is such a beloved
There,
series.
all done.
Hey, you there!
Was that talking dog? Excuse me?
Who said that? Was it you?
Can you really solve any mystery?
Oh, a talking dog.
You're not surprised?
It's only talking.
Only talking? Is it true? Huh? I want some proof. Can you really solve any mystery? Seeing you hang that sign gives me an idea. Let's see you try your paw at this puzzle.
Oakley dokley. Puzzle. A 1. Care for a cake? The letter K is fallen down from the sign above the cake logo. The cake shop. Use the 3 triangles to make the letter K inside the puzzle. Place a hand over the triangle using the left stick. Oh, that's my cursor. Using the left stick, and then pick up the triangle by holding down A. Once you've grabbed it, you can move it around with the left stick or rotate with L and R. Okay. Huh. Huh. I think I get it. And it worked!
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Okay. That was simple. Yeah, the sign is fixed and the shop is open again. Care for a cake, anyone? Pick-a-rocks are both a commodity you can earn by completing puzzles and a measure of puzzle difficulty. The higher a puzzle's pick-a-rock value is, the harder that puzzle will be. Each time you get a puzzle wrong, the available pick-a-rocks diminish, so think carefully before you answer. What are pick-a-rocks? The special ending game save includes some bonuses, among which you can find a top-secret file. The more pick-a-rocks you've amassed while playing the game, the more earth-shattering the revelations you'll find inside. Puzzle 1, Care for a Cake, has been added to the puzzle index. Okay?
All right. You seem to be up to scratch.
Thank you. Why don't you step inside?
Huh. I'm not entirely sure why there's a talking dog, but I won't question it, because video games.
So, what can I do for you?
Look at me. It's obvious.
What?
I'm a talking dog.
Yes, I can see that,
And? Right then. And I have total amnesia.
a dog with amnesia.
If I could just remember my parents, it might make more sense. I feel like I'm me, but not really me. I don't even know if I'm pedigree.
Is that all?
No, that's not all.
Aw.
I want you to find out who I really am.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on. I'm a talking dog.
Got anything else? A diabolical box that kills you? A letter from the future? A relic from an ancient civilization?
No,
Nothing like
no, and no.
Nothing.
Well, this is my first inquiry. Perhaps it's fate. All right then. Any clues?
Well, not everyone can hear me talking. Some can, some can't. It's
Huh.
very rare to find someone who can, actually.
That dog, it just spoke.
And yet somehow two of them in the same place.
And here's another rare someone who can hear you talk.
Who's this?
Apparently, he's my assistant. I told him I don't need help, but he won't listen.
Overly dogged. No one wants that.
What's all this about, Miss Layton?
This talking dog wants me to solve the mystery of who he is and where he comes from. So, we've had our first inquiry.
Incredible, miss. Such a fascinating case from day one. Your reputation obviously precedes you.
So, I don't believe you told me your name.
Ernest. Ernest Greaves, miss.
Not you.
That's just what he's like.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Yes.
Anyway,
I can't even remember my own name.
well, do you remember anything else at all?
I've got a vague memory of a tower or something falling down, and then lightning flashing across the sky.
That's it.
Goodness, golly, not much to go on, is it?
Who asked you?
Well,
It certainly isn't.
but it's starting
No other
point.
cases at the moment, so why not? I'll do what I can.
You will? Well, that's great.
Oh, but I must insist on my fee, even for man's best friend.
Oh, I'm not poor.
Well, here's the paperwork then. Now, you'll need a name. How about Shirl?
Shirl?
You said you can't remember your name. So, I've thought of one for you, with inspiration from the famous Sherlock Holmes. It really
Okay.
suits you.
Oh, that's splendid, sir. Being named after such a prestigious figure, I mean.
Like I said, who asked you anyway?
Look. Here. Shirl O.C. Combs. Shirl is a great name.
For a girl?
Don't yap, Shirl.
Stop calling me that.
Surely there's no need to get angry.
Cat, are you in?
Aye.
Inspector Hastings.
Sure. I didn't really do all that much yet. Alright. Inspector Hastings, whatever's the matter? You look positively beside yourself. You won't believe what happened. Who's this loudmouth, long-nosed nerk? He's got more color than me. This is Inspector Hastings, Cheryl, from Scotland Yard. Despite appearances, he's actually responsible for ensuring London's safety. What's that mutt doing here? Don't tell me you've gone and bought yourself a pet cat. A pet? A pet? Do I look like a pet? Don't answer that. It looks as though Inspector Hastings can't understand what you're saying, Cheryl. Of course he can't. Like I said, it's an exclusive club. Most people just hear woofs and barks. Yeah, in a straw poll of these present here, 2 of the 3 are in a club. Very exclusive. I can't help if it's Super Snitch here isn't one of the elite ones. What are you muttering about, Cat? Sorry, Inspector. To answer your question, no, Cheryl here isn't a pet. Rather, he's my very first client. The first to have signed on the dotted line and enlist my services. Well, strictly speaking, miss, he can't sign anything, of course. He's digitally impaired. An excellent observation, Ernest. Let me rephrase that then. The first one to have put his paw print on my paperwork. Is this some kind of wind-up? No. Well, anyway, we haven't got time to be discussing pets. I've got a case I need you on, Cat. I need you on it right now. How intriguing. Why the urgency? And why do you need me in particular, Inspector? Because we all know you're the best. You've proved why you've helped me out in the past. With your little gray cells on the case, we'll have it solved in no time. I think, I hope. Well, probably. His confidence in you is inspiring, Cat. Don't worry, Inspector. There's not a case in the world that Miss Layton couldn't crack. Any mystery solved. That's a Layton Detective Agency motto, you know? Well, let's hope you can put your money where your mouth is, because we know all the help we can get on this one. Perhaps it's time you told us what actually happened, Inspector. Well, it's hard to believe, to be honest. I mean, you'd never expect something like that to get nicked. Something's been stolen. A burglary case, is it? Of course, yeah, but not your average run-of-the-mill burglary. This affects everyone in London. In the old Britain. Gosh, really? Whatever could be so important? I think you better just come to the scene. Then I'll explain everything. Okay. That sounds like a very good idea. Lead the way. Hello, isn't there a little matter we're forgetting here? We'll solve your case later. What about figuring out my true identity? Oh yes, well, the trouble is... this new case just sounds a lot more interesting. Interesting? You decide which cases to investigate based on how interesting they are, do you? Exactly, I'm glad you understand. Well, pardon me for only being a talking dog. I really must try hard to be more interesting. Oh, now, Shirley, don't be like that. Your case is important to us, but we're experiencing high volume of inquiries in present, and... you've had one new inquiry. One. Never mind, clearly the inspector here has his knickers in a twist about something. Let's jump the queue if he has to. Good, that's so then. Now, let's get to the scene and start investigating. Where are we going, Inspector? Just down the road, as it happens, to Big Ben. Big Ben? The Elizabeth Tower, I presume. Not Burly Benjamin, who lives a few doors down, surely. Oh! Alright, now we're in our actual first case. Well, I guess I should just continue onward. Since... it wasn't really a long time for an episode. Oh, one of the hands is missing. I just noticed. Yeah, it really isn't something you'd expect to get stolen. Good gracious, the hour hand, it's missing. Yeah, you wouldn't expect somebody to just make off with the hour hand of Big Ben. Yep, I'm afraid so. It was reported to us this morning. So that's what all this is about. One of the hands from the clock tower has been stolen. Unbelievable, isn't it? We gotta catch the hooligan who did it and get it back quick smart. But there are 4 clock faces on the Elizabeth Tower, aren't there? Even if this one hour hand is missing, the other 3 faces will still show the correct time, surely. That's right, I mean, certainly it may be a little inconvenient perhaps, but to describe this as affecting all of Britain, isn't that rather an exaggeration? Yeah, my better half said the same thing, but it's much worse than a bit of inconvenience not knowing the right time. Problem is, we're due a visit tomorrow from Ambassador Fodufafa. Fodufafa, that's it. Oh yes, I remember reading about that in the Times. It's the anniversary of the Treaty of Rome, isn't it? But what does that have to do with the Elizabeth Tower? The ambassador is going to be received at the venue inside of the houses of the Parliament in Big Ben. As a symbol of the timeless friendship and cooperation between our 2 lands, they plan on giving him a present. A pendant modeled on the hands of Big Ben. Oh dear. Yes, so you can only imagine that the conversation is going to turn to the subject of the clock tower at some point. And it's not going to look too clever if the very hands and the pendant is modeled after have been half-inched by some low-life scoundrel the Met can't catch. Obviously, it'll be plastered all over the foreign press as well. It's a blooming disgrace is what it is. I see, so that's why you're so intent on tracking down the culprit and covering the missing hands before tomorrow's engagement. Yeah! I mean, if they're making a pendant based on the hands and the hands are missing, that's going to be a problem. Exactly, we really need your help on this one, Kat. Of course, I'll do everything I can. Our national pride is at stake here, as you say. Well, that's a relief. I was worried you turned me down. Obviously, Scotland Yard will be carrying on with its own investigations at the time. It's all hands on deck. I've got officers scouring the area around the tower, so you can ask them if they got any leads. Leave it to me, Inspector. We'll get started at once. Gosh, miss, it's so rousing when you take the bull by the horns like this. Oh, no. No, wait a minute. What now? Well, this is our first case since the establishment of the Layton Detective Agency. I better show you the ropes. Let me explain how I like to carry out my investigations. Oh yes, please do, Miss Layton. In investigation mode, the cursor is on the screen changes to be a magnifying glass. Okay, so it's very similar to, Phoenix Wright. That's why there was a crossover. Because the games are very similar in how they play, at least in investigation mode. Use the left stick to move the magnifying glass around and examine every inch of the scene. Yeah, exactly like Phoenix Wright. Sometimes when you move the magnifying glass over a particular point, it will turn orange. When you identify a point of interest like that, press A to find out what's there. You can also use the directional button to quickly snap the magnifying glass between people and other areas of interest. You need to master both controls. So the left stick to move the magnifying glass around, or the directional buttons to choose an area of interest rapidly. Alright, I think I've got the hang of it. Got the hang of licking our boots? Yep, sorry, I mean you're the fast learner, Pinstripes. Let's get straight down to business and start investigating. Let's start with the top of that lamppost, shall we? Use the left stick. You found a hint coin. Golly, a little coin dropped down. Look! Yes, that's a hint coin. They can buy you hints when you're solving puzzles. Of course, like real money, once you spend them, they're gone. So only use them when you really need to. You'll find them hidden in all sorts of places, so leave no stone unturned. I see. No hint coins are... So hint coins are shallow creatures, are they? Come on, Cat. What are you dialing there for, eh? The case, woman. The case! Now, Inspector. Less haste, more speed. Investigations need to be carried out carefully, and above all, you need to record everything at each step. Teaching Grandma to suck eggs, aren't you? Let's just go over the more important items in my bag. Select the bag icon in the bottom right corner of the screen, open the bag menu, or you can just press X. Cat's journal contains all my notes about the investigation so far. Very useful for recapping. To archive the case history, choose Save from the menu. That will make a record of the story so far. Okay, so that's how I can save. This is the puzzle index. Any puzzles we encounter are recorded here, so you can tackle one you've already completed if the mood takes you. And there's a brand new puzzle and daily puzzles every single day. Cool! There's daily puzzles! If you delve into my wardrobe from time to time, I can pop into some different outfits. Blimey, you got enough in that bag of yours, Cat? Ever heard of tidying? It's this crazy idea where you actually need to get rid of stuff you don't need. Oh no, it's perfectly fine as is. The trick with any handbag is to know where to find everything and what to use when. Good, that's covered the fundamentals of the investigative process. Now it's time to put theory into practice and investigate the clock tower. The clocks are awfully high off the ground though, aren't they? Then you must zoom in, Ernest. Zoom in, miss? How do you do that? Sometimes you may notice the magnifying glass color changing to blue instead of orange while you're investigating. This indicates a place where you can zoom in and take a closer look. All you have to do is press A and everything will appear later. Larger. Whatever. Very natty. Well, it's extremely important to be thorough when you're investigating, you see. So why don't you zoom in now and take a closer look at our clock face. I see. It's true, the shorthand really is missing. Ah, but of course the other clock faces all have both hands. Yeah, and it's only on the one side of the shorthand that's been taken. The other three are unaffected. Oh, so it's just one shorthand that we're looking for. Even a shorthand for one of the clocks on the Big Ben clock tower could be a very sizable object. Not something that would disappear easily. Obviously, we searched all over the clock face as well as the base of the tower. But that end's just disappeared into thin air. This is turning into a very interesting case indeed. A quarter of London doesn't know what time it is, and you call it interesting? Alright, now that we know what we're dealing with, it's time to start investigating. We should start by stepping back and looking at the bigger picture again. So select zoom out or just press B. Alright, that works. Where do we start, Miss Layton? Well, time is of the essence. We have to solve this before the Ambassador Fotifafa arrives tomorrow. Let's begin by asking Inspector Hastings' team what they've learned so far. That's right. Why do the work yourself when you can get someone else to do it for you? Nonsense, Cheryl. We can't afford to duplicate effort, that's all. Of course. Come on, then, you two. No time to lose. Coming, miss. Inspector Hastings, can you summarize what you found out so far? Not a fat lot, really. There was a Bobby on the beat here last night who confirmed nothing to miss at 11:50. It wasn't until 6 in the morning that we got a report from a stun local who happened to glance at the clock. We came to confirm the report straight away and found it to be true. The hour and was well and truly gone. So it happened between midnight-ish and 6 in the morning. So at 11:50 last night, the clock was fine, but by 6 this morning, the hand was missing. So we're looking at a window about 6 hours in which the crime was committed. That's about the size of it, yep. And wasn't there anybody else who looked at the clock tower in that 6 hour window? We're looking at that now. I got officers asking locals if they saw anything. There must be someone who looked at the clock in all that time. No doubt if we went door to door to find some witnesses. But we just don't have that kind of time. So we'll just have to manage what we know already, you mean? Pretty much. And those hands are massive. It would have taken someone a fair old while to make off with it, that's for sure. 6 hours. Oh. You found a clue. 6 hour window. Ah! I've solved it! Well, part of it. As your investigation processes, you'll unearth certain key pieces of information that form clues. Each case has 6 clues to uncover, and once you've found all 6, you'll be able to solve the case. Clues may arise from statements that appear to have nothing to do with anything. Can you use your sleuthing skills to piece it all together? If you want to look at your clues you can gather so far, open Control's bag and look at the current case file. When you need to refresh your memory about a case, the case file is in the place to look. Alright? Alright, so I'm literally piecing together the clock hand. Okay, that's actually kind of clever. Alright, case files have been added to Cat's bag. That's so exciting to me, investigating a case at last. What do we do first, miss? We'll start by interviewing members of the public, Ernest. Gosh, that sounds like proper detective work. Let's find out if anyone here has noticed what's wrong with the clock tower, and if they might have useful information for us. There are rather raw passerbys here, aren't they? How do we know who to ask? The more people we talk to, the better. So let's get started. When there's more than one place to investigate next, you'll see multiple magnifying glass icons displayed at the top right of the screen investigation mode. Once you have examined one of those places, it will be marked as a tick with a tick icon. So keep an eye on the magnifying glass and tick icons at the top right of the screen as you're hunting for clues. Got it. What about you? Top of the morning to you. Oh my god, it's Jacksepticeye. Can I answer a few questions? Alright. I'm investigating the extraordinary disappearance of the little end of the Big Ben, see? So, did either of you happen to see anything around these parts last night? Such as, for instance, a person or persons transporting a large hand-like object? Gosh, he gets straight to the point, doesn't he? He's asking the very questions I was about to ask him. Oh, where are my manners, eh? Sorry, I'm Douglas Sturt. Everyone calls me Doug. I'm a reporter at the London Times, see? Are you readers at all? Oh, I'll say. Personally, I think the London Times is the best paper in the city. Ahaha, you're too kind, lad. Although I do make it my mission to dig up the most dirtiest of dirt and recover the most unsavory of soothes. And at present, as I mentioned aforementionedly, I'm investigating the disappearance of Big Ben's hand. As it happens, we're investigating the same thing. Perhaps you might share anything you learned? Sorry, investigating, you say. Well, there's a turn up for the books. You don't look like detectives, I must say. If I had to guess, I'd have pegged you as a young couple walking your lovely dog on this delightful morning. Well, I am a detective. Haven't you ever heard of the Layton Detective Agency? Apparently not. Layton? I know the famous Professor Layton, of course, but I didn't realize he had an agency, or people in its employ. Always nice to have signed up with a complete unknown. Really inspires confidence. So he's heard of her dad, so we're on the right track. Oh, what a blow. Mind you, I didn't really expect any different. Don't worry, Miss Layton, you'll be famous soon enough. I'm quite certain of that. Anyway, as it happens, I was at the office all evening yesterday penning my latest article. I did not observe Big Ben at all. And I'm afraid to say that my own investigation is just getting in my way. I have nothing to impart at the present time. I see. Well, thank you anyway. I wish I could... You all the very best ongoing investigation activities, of course. Likewise, sir. Good luck with yours. And hiccups for iconic Big Ben. Petty crime or international conspiracy. Alarm bells ring across Britain. Ah, stories like these write themselves, eh? Yeah, methinks it's gotta be a smasher. Certainly is. If we don't solve this before the story breaks, there'll be all kinds of repercussions. You're right, we must press on with our investigation. Alright. What about you, sir? Yeah. Well, how long's it been, would you say? How long? I'm sorry, do we know each other? I'm fairly sure I've never met you before, sir. Know each other? In a way, yes. In a way, no. I think his scarf's too tight. People are like leaves washed along in a river. Sometimes meeting, sometimes parting. You've rather lost me, I'm afraid. Don't suppose you noticed anything about the Elizabeth Tower last night, did you? I was already dreaming sweetly by nightfall yesterday. You're an early sleeper, aren't you? So you wouldn't have seen anything. Hey, is that all you wanted? I tell you what, how about a little puzzle to occupy the mind? I say, a puzzle? The world is full of puzzles, Ernest. Sometimes during the course of an investigation, people do come out with puzzles for you to solve. It's all part of the process. So let's see what sort of puzzle we're dealing with here. Alright, puzzle time! Puzzle 2, the hands of time. I'm gonna try and do my best not to screw it up. The clock is currently showing the time as 3:30 p.m. It would be nice if the hands of the clock would show midnight. What would be the minimum number of places you need to touch on the clock to show the desired time? Select the answer frame to display the input of the screen for answering letters and numbers. After confirming, you'll see what is written appear to be in the answer frame. Change your answer, simply select an answer frame again. Huh. 3:30. Huh. I don't know. Oh, I have 11 hint coins. I'll be fine. Just need to open the front or take the clock apart. This is a time-related problem. Time will solve it. Oh. Well, that's simple.
This should do it, I think. Puzzles are made for solving.
Okay, that was easy. Yeah, because it would just turn. It's a clock! It tells time! You did. There's no need to touch the clock at all. All you need to do is wait for midnight to come. I was thinking a bit too hard on that one. Very impressive. Let's hope you tackle all the puzzles you're going to face so convincingly. We've investigated all we can around here. I suggest we head closer to the tower. To the scene of the crime at last. I say this is rather exciting. I need to explain to you how we move around during an investigation, don't I? Alright. Alright, that's how I move. Why? Okay. The orange flashing markers show points on the map where we can move to. Okay, I understand. I understand completely how to do this. Yeah, it is very similar to Phoenix Wright. I can see why they did a crossover with it. But do I have to move over there? Well. So there really is nothing to move, to check out over here. Oh, there's my journal. Okay, now I understand. What's in the journal? Let's see. Alright. Alright, that's how we move. Not bad for somebody who didn't read the instructions. The entrance of the clock tower looks to be over here. Oh, the police officers seem to be examining something. Let's ask them what they found. Hello, Miss Layton. Inspector Hastings has instructed us to give you full cooperation. Wonderful, so I don't need to explain. Could you just tell us what you found out so far? I'm glad to, miss. We have ascertained that on the big thing question, that being last night, there were no one here. No one at all? Not even the janitor or something? Correct. There's a room behind the large clock faces known as the clock room. However, this room is locked overnight. So, is the clock tower always empty overnight? Except for when works are going on, yes. When the servicemen are in, they sometimes work late, apparently. But last night, the servicemen knocked off early, it seems. So there was no one around here who might have seen the thief. Sorry not to have better news for you. Huh. What about you? Hello, Miss, let's see. Oh yes, that's right. Miss Layton, Inspector Hastings mentioned you. Hey, yes, here it is. You're assisting with our investigations, I see. So, where to share information and resources? Thank you, officer. That will be very helpful. Another on-the-ball detective, isn't he? Yes, this is DC Nick Booker, one of Inspector Hastings' men. Nick Booker, thrown into the profession, was he? Perhaps you've been so kind as to tell us what you've learned about the case so far? Yes, well, according to our inquiries, it seems there have been an outbreak of, of metal theft in the capital recently. Metal theft? Yes, I think that's what it says here. Yes, metal being stolen from factories and warehouses. Really, what on earth would anyone steal pieces of metal for? Some metals are valuable, and thieves can sell scraps made from them at high prices. Yes, according to my notes here, the missing clock hand was made of, yes, here it is, a very valuable metal that would fetch a good price if sold. So, we're continuing along the line of investigation. I see, metal theft. Well, thank you for your help, DC Booker. Don't mention it, ma'am. I'm just looking what it says here in my notebook. Metal theft. We found the clues. Alright, so somebody stole metal. That seems simple enough. Alright, so there's 6 clues. Now we've spoken to the investigating officers, I think it's time we had a look inside the clock tower. But it's locked, isn't it? Shouldn't we talk to PC Beat, do you think? Excuse me, PC Beat. Would you please go to allow us entry into clock tower? Bye-bye. Yes, of course, Inspector Hastings. You have his instructions to cooperate fully with you, Miss Layton. Step right in. Thank you. We're all come in, if we may. I must warn you, it's one long staircase when you get inside. I hope your leg muscles are working. Yes. Perfect. Alright, who's in the clock? What happened in the clock tower? Well, time to go to the clock room and see what's going on. Yeah, clock rooms are amazing. Golly, what a lot of stairs. My feet are killing me. Ernest, Greaves, you should be ashamed of yourself getting tired out of so easily. You're panting harder than he is. Oh, look. It's a spectacular. What is it? I've never seen the internals of a clock tower before. Magnificent. Being inside such a huge and important landmark like this is rather splendid, isn't it? The clock face and the clocks are so enormous. Yes, it's quite exciting being allowed inside a place that's off limits for most people. I probably should have ended this after the prologue was over, but I didn't bother to think about that. Oh well. Alright, you two, get on over yourselves. I just remembered something I forgot to mention before. Oh, what's that? Sometimes as you're investigating, you come across something unexpected. Unexpected, miss? Yes, as you're moving the magnifying glass around, you'll notice a peculiar disturbance in some places. Like a puff of dust, almost. When that happens, be sure to investigate thoroughly, even if the magnifying glass hasn't turned orange. Look hard enough and you'll be sure to be rewarded. So make sure you investigate all those nooks and crannies carefully. Let's give it a try now. Alright. Oh, discovered the Rice Watch has been added to your collection. There's a watch jammed in there. A collection box has been added to Control's bag. There you can peruse items you found during the course of your investigations. So it's an inventory for all of the evidence we find. The items aren't related to any particular case. They're just for fun, so enjoy them to your leisure. Oh, never mind. You never know what you might find while you're hunting for clues. Leave no stone unturned, Ernest. No one missed, Layton. No? Okay, very good. So let's get back to the task at hand. Ah, I think perhaps there's a serviceman over there. Look. Oh yes, you're right. Let's go and ask him if he has any useful information for us. Alright. Oh, there's the guy. The mechanism is vast as well, isn't it? And it keeps ticking despite being one hand down. It's lucky there were 3 other faces showing the correct time. The people of London rely on Big Ben all the time. Okay. Alright, what do you got to say? Hey, what are you doing inside? No entry to public. It's alright, I'm from Layton Detective Agency. The police have given us permission to investigate here. They're servicemen for the Great Clock, I take it. No, yes, I'm Hans Lipsky. Is this for the missing hand? I always said to police everything I know. You people are drilling holes in my belly. Well, I'm sorry to ask you to repeat yourself, but would you mind telling us what you told the police, Mr. Lipsky? Lipsky? Ken Lipsky? He can't help his name, Cheryl. There was nothing for telling. When hand went missing, I was already at my home. I don't know nothing. You went home early yesterday, I understand. The day before, I was working until after midnight fixing this clock. So yesterday, you go home early. Was there anything unusual about the hand that was taken? It wasn't loose or misaligned or anything? No, I fixed it only 2 days ago, like I tells you. When I put it back, I made sure it was good fixed on. I see. So there's no chance that the hand dropped off then. Slipped out of your hands, perhaps. Police already investigated everything. And hearing about Clock Face, that they find nothing, and they have not gone now. Yes, tell me, Mr. Lipsky, when did you notice the hand was missing? Same time as everyone else. When I look out the window or in the morning, I see a missing hand. Oh, so where you live is inside the clock tower. And inside of the face of the missing hand, I see. No, yes, I am living close to here, on Chancellor Lane. Gosh, how extraordinary. The same street that the agency is on. You sure isn't that we didn't notice the hand was missing ourselves? Exactly, I'm sure I remember seeing it when I looked at the clock tower this morning. Because you were looking at different face. It depends on where you were living. Huh. Right. Recently repaired our hand. Okay. Well, that's our 3rd clue down. The clock tower serviceman, Hans Lipsky, claims that he confirmed the hour hand was firmly attached after he repaired it the day before yesterday. But he could be mistaken. I mean, people make mistakes and he is an old man. I don't mean to doubt him, but... Both hands presently incorrect on this face, at least. That would be a good puzzle, wouldn't it? I'm a face, but I have no eyes, no ears, and no mouth. I do have hands, however. What am I? That is a really good riddle. I have to use that for work. As happens, though, there's a different puzzle here. Do you want to try it? Well, I am a personal assistant of the great detective Miss Katrielle Layton, so I ought to tackle a puzzle or two from time to time. Alright. Puzzle time! Oh, I skipped one. A new design of houses allow you to arrange the floors however you like. Just select the building to hoist off the topmost floor with a crane and move it to another plowland. The task is to make all the houses look as they appear on the plans. However, houses can only have 4 floors max. Huh. Well, if I move this over here... And there we go. That's it. That was an easy puzzle.
I have a feeling that perhaps... Thank goodness I got that right.
We did it! It's 90. You did it. Both houses look spot on. Alright, we solved the puzzle. Good work, Pinstripes. You're clawing back some respect here. Why, thank you, Cheryl. While merely a personal assistant, Miss Layton, I do hope to prove myself useful in the puzzle-solving department. I really don't remember saying I wanted a personal assistant. Oh dear, please, don't protect me. Alright. Oh, that wasn't even the one I needed. Oh, hint coin. Alright. It was just hanging out for fun. Alright, so there only seems there's certain parts that are required. The clock faces are so vast, it's really rather strange seeing them from the inside. But apart from the missing hand, there doesn't appear to be anything out of the ordinary. Really, apart from the missing hour hand, nothing seems to be out of place. Golly, there are no clues at all. I would have expected to see some trace of the crime. After all, it's such a large object to make off with. We need more information. Let's go back down to the ground. There's something I'd like to ask Inspector Hastings. I knew this time would come, the descent. That's alright if it's alright for you, but I'm taking my life in the paws climbing down these stairs. Ah yes, with your short little legs. Get off! Now, Cheryl, let's save it this way. Ernest will carry you down, won't you, Ernest? I will? Hey, what do you pull that face for? I haven't got fleas, you know. I didn't pull a face. Come on, no arguing, just tread carefully, Ernest. Yes, miss. Alright, down the stairs. Oh! Fashion farthings. Once per day, you'll obtain fashion farthings via the daily bonus. Oh, I can purchase things in the fashion section. Oh, so I can't... Okay, so don't mess with your time on the system or you won't be able to get them. Okay. Okay, that actually makes some pretty good sense. You might as well cover with farthings. Okay. So they're just kind of lying around, or you get them naturally by just playing the game. And you play the game daily, you'll get fashion farthings. That's actually kind of helpful. There's Inspector Hastings. Look, even from this distance, I can see the furrows on his brow. Perhaps his investigation isn't going very well, miss. We should probably talk to him, see what's going on. Ah, Cat. Why have you got for me? What do they then? Who the culprit? Please, Inspector, calm down. I'm still in the middle of my investigation. Oh, I see. I have a quick question for you, actually. According to Mr. Lipsky, your officers examined the clock face. Is that right? Yeah, of course. I checked the clock room, the clock face, and all around outside as well. But there are no clues, no fingerprints, nothing. There really are no traces at all, are they? Which means... Well, I had them take samples from the floor and the walls and the clock face. They're being analyzed back in the yard now. When will the results be ready? Shouldn't be much longer. So, what's your next move? I think we'll head back to Chancellor Lane. We will? You mean we're going back to the office, Miss Layton? You can't do that. We haven't gotten anywhere yet. I need your full attention on this case, Cat. Inspector Hastings, please. You mustn't be so blinkered. Sometimes you'll have to take a step back in order to see things from what they really are. Is that so? Yes, so if you'll excuse us... Hey, you're not serious. Are you sure leaving the scene is the best idea, Cat? Of course. Come along now, you two. Let's go back to Chancellor Lane. It's no distance. We'll be there in a jiffy on bike. Oh yes, I should explain about how we move around during an investigation. Examining the bike with a magnifying glass is the best way to cover long distances. Select the destination and either press A or the move button to head that way. Oh, and you can also press plus to... Okay. I understand. So, okay, we need to go take the bike. Alright, back to Chancellor Lane then. Ah. It's just on the map. Alright, back to Chancellor Lane. Let's see how this goes. Not well, I'm imagining. You rode to Chancellor Lane Corner. Well, here we are, Chancellor Lane Corner. There are lots of interesting shops around here, aren't there? It's such a lively place. We're here for a mini break, aren't we? Good idea. First, let's have something to eat. Eh? You know the old maxim, a rumbling tumbling is a detective's downfall. No one says that. Fair enough. Of course they do. Well, they should do anyway. You know, think about it. I don't know the street very well at all, even though this is where the agency is located. This is the perfect opportunity to have a stroll through down the line and get better acquainted with our neighborhood. Walkies, eh? Well, at least I don't have to be on the lead. Alright. You can see the clock face with the missing hand from here. Ah! Perplexing preserve. I just stole it from this old lady. You know, as you do. I love the outdoor seating. Okay. Well, there's my bike. Is there any place I can explore here? No. Alright. Oh look, what a lovely terraced area this restaurant has. Shabba! Can I take yours, senor? Haha, thank you. I butchered that horribly. Oh, he's a little overfamiliar, isn't he? Just before we order, I wonder if I could ask you something. Has there been anything unusual happening around here recently? Anything unusual? Well, there's a lot of cutlery that has gone missing lately. Forks and spoons and things. Oh yes, and a silver tray as well. You mean they were stolen? So it is a metal thievery. I cannot say. There were signs of breaking and entering and no cash taken. So it doesn't seem like a burglary exactly. I see. Well, thank you. Now, would it be alright if I ordered? I like the squid ink spaghetti on the fetid herb salad on the side, please. Sounds delicious. And then the chef's ominous omelet special, and the hellfire rosito, and the mushroom surprise gnocchi, please. All at the same time. And they say dogs have eyes bigger than their bellies. For a minute there, I actually thought you were attempting some serious sleuth work. What did I tell you, Cheryl? An empty stomach's a detective's worst enemy. Okay, I must go write all that down before I forget. Ah! Missing cutlery. So it's part of the investigation as well. Alright, we're piecing it together. We're halfway there. Well, over halfway there. I can't quite make the joke that we're living on a prayer, but hey, here we are. I made the joke. I'm not proud of it. What about you, sailor? Literally. This place serves to be the best seafood in town, so it does. I've sailed the 7 seas, and this place tops them all. Now I've had a belly full, I suppose I should be heading. Gotta get back to work. Let's see, what time's Big Ben got? Oh good, at least it's not the Banjack's clock face in front of you from here. That would have been just my luck. Especially seeing as how I'm after losing me watch and everything. Really rely on the old clock tower now. Gosh, the missing hand on the clock is already inconveniencing people, it seems. Exactly, which is why we need to be pushing on with our investigation, not sampling every dish on the menu. Ah, that was absolutely delicious. I do believe I may be full. Maybe? You just ate for 4. Okay! Katrielle can eat! Stop making that out that I'm a glutton. You and I shared the food too. Yes, and it was yummy. Well, anyway, shouldn't we be getting back to the investigation now? Good day, Cheryl. We'll simply have to recover the hand before Ambassador Fudafafa's visit tomorrow. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We satisfied our appetites, yes, but now we've enjoyed our meal. There's something that must come before anything else. Desserts! You want more? I love it. She packs it away and then doesn't get full. There's a nice looking cake shop further up the street. Yes, you're right, Ernest. I've admired their cakes through the window for too long. I'd already made up my mind to pay the place a visit before long. This is the perfect excuse. Ah, we're never going to find that hand in time. Alright. Well, now we explore some more. Smell that delicious sweet scent? Seeing all these tasty treats lined up before my eyes is making my tummy rumble. You're hungry? After that 10-course meal? Fair enough! You know what they say, Cheryl, there's always room for dessert. Now let's investigate all the tempting offerings they have here on sale. How about investigating the case? Well, technically we are doing that, so I guess you can't be too particularly mad there, Cheryl. Well, I say, that pastry chef looks awfully familiar. Do we know him from somewhere? Hello, looking to take a little something on tooth, eh? But you can't decide what? Ah, you're the serviceman for the clock tower. That's it. Yes, it's Mr. Lipsky again. So you run the cake shop as well as being a technician for the clock tower for the clock in the Elizabeth Tower? You must be rather busy. Of course I do not. I'm Alex Lipsky. Running this past year is my only job. You mistake me with my twin brother Hans. He's worked in Big Ben, not me. Oh, I see. You have a twin. Well, that explains it. How extraordinary, bumping into you both on the same day. And how interesting that you've both gone into such different lines of work. Though, yes, at first, maybe banker and technique look poles apart, but there are more similarities than you think. Really? What kind of similarities? Well, we must both be good with hands. We have always had skill at working with complicated things since we were young boys. My bratsy work with clocks, I work with cakes, but we both must work with our heads and our hands in the same way. It does sound like you both chose very difficult professions. No, yes, anyway, you were coming by to buy cakes, not to talk, I think. Please, take a look and tell me what you want. Thank you, I will. We've had good luck around and everything. What a strange place to find a big teddy bear like this. That's so sweet, isn't it? But then, isn't it a sweet shop? Ah, that was terrible, Ernest. Fair enough. Truly terrible. Sorry, anyway, I suppose it's just here as decoration it is. No, Ernest, I mean it's absolutely awful. Truly awful. Well, you just have to grin and bear it. Oh, wait a minute, though. There's something strange about this bear. This is not bear. This is one of my cakes. Really? It's not a real bear? I had no idea. You can't tell it's at all. It's so realistic. Is everything in here actually one of your creations? No, yes, everything you see in my shop is cake or pastry made by me to look like something from everyday life. Well, I can see that you have a rare talent, Mr. Lipsky. It's my fun to see how much like real things I can make my creations. I use all different ingredients from around the world to make different things look exactly lifelike. At this moment, I experiment with wafer. Well, your efforts are certainly paying off, Mr. Lipsky. These creations are capital. No, yes, my customers like it. They want these cakes for presents and their friends and for parties. Bear is made mostly from wafer as well, and I is there with chocolate. Well, I'm so impressed. Let's have a more look around, miss. Find another thing. Multicolored macaroons. Fair. Okay, that works. What's this? Mr. Lipsky said that all the ornaments and decorations in the shop are cakes that he made, didn't he? Which presumably means that these flowers aren't real flowers, does it? Yes, you're quite right, Ernest. On closer inspection, they are actually made from icing, sugar, or something. I wonder what they taste like. It's like, no, you can't possibly take a bite out of such a beautifully made object. Okay. What about you? These cakes are simply divine, and so beautifully presented, too. Alex really is so talented. He can make a cake in any shape you care to think of, you know. It all looks so scrumptious I can never decide what to buy. I think I'll have one of these. No, yes, no, maybe, or maybe... no, yes. When I come here, I always end up mimicking the charm way Alex speaks. Ah. These shelves are full of all marvelous ingredients Mr. Lipsky used for his baking. Look. It all seems to be very complicated. Apparently, even the slightest difference in the amount of sugar can result in total failure. Oh, yes, miss. You must have extremely good attention to detail. Rather like what's required for this puzzle. Oh, it's just a puzzle. I found a puzzle. Here are two sets of digital scales. The plates are both broken in the same place, so the bottom left part of the number does not show up. For example, the number 6 would appear as 5. The sugar being weighed in is showing up 1 gram heavier than it is on the left-hand scales, and 1 gram lighter than it is on the right-hand scales. Which is the actual total number of grams of sugar on both sets of scales? Hmm. The sugar being weight is showing up 1 gram heavier than is on the left-hand scale. Left hand is this one, so 8. Wait. On one left-hand scale, it's 1 gram heavier on the left-hand scale and 1 gram lighter on the right-hand scale. And they're both set to 9. Well, if it's 1 gram heavier on this one, then it would be 8. It would be 8. It would have to be 18, wouldn't it?
I have a feeling that perhaps
Oh.
Layton would never have got that wrong.
Oh, I screwed up. Okay, never mind. Few hints. Um, 0, 2, 6, and 8. Yeah, that's about what I expected. Let's see. Only it would work at 6. Six and 8 is 14.
I have a feeling that perhaps... Thank goodness I got that right.
Okay, that solves it. Okay. Alright. Alright, well, what do you got? Have you made your decision? That's so hard. Everything looks so tasty. By the way, Mr. Lipsky, did you know that the Howard and one of the class in the live powder has gone missing? No, yes, or no. Of course, my Betsy is worried about it. Yes, Han said he was hoping to have it repaired as soon as possible. He cannot relax if clocks are not running as they should. No, naturally, I understand how he feels. Huh. Huh. Oh, there's a hint coin in there. Another hint coin. Another hint coin. Oh, the clock is the cake is the cake as well. That explains why the hands aren't turning. It's hard to tell, isn't it? I generally thought it was a real clock at first. So have you decided what you like? Oh, I'm sorry, we were busy admiring all your wonderful decorations. Yes, I think I'll go for some of your portofiolos, please. No, yes, but you'll have to wait a short time if you don't mind. I always make my portofiolos fresh. I only put cream in the cases when they're ordered, but never before. That way, cases remain crisp, like they should be. Oh, I'm licking my lips already. Good, then I go into the kitchen and make them for you. Please wait here. Picked up a scent, cat. Actually, the rubbish bin here has caught my eye. Could do with being empty, couldn't it? All the rubbish is spilling out. Yes, which seems out of place in such an elegant shop. It looks like it's mostly paper in there. Perhaps we should investigate? There are lots of shards of paper in the bin. It's a sketch of something by the look of it. I wonder what. You can't tell with the paper all in pieces like that. No, we'll have to do something about that. Oh, it's another puzzle. Okay. Paper caper. Ah. Paper paces with a bin with something drawn on both sides. Put them back together on the sheet and work out with the pictures below. Okay. So it's an actual puzzle. It's not just like a puzzle solving thing. Huh. Oh. Alright, that works. It's a squid.
I've seen how to solve this now. Puzzles are made for solving.
Okay, I found a squid puzzle. Putting the pieces back together showed the recipe for some bread in the shape of a squid. In the back is something that looks like a hand of a clock. Huh. Oh look, you can see what it is now. It looks like some kind of recipe for squid bread, apparently. Oh, that sounds really unappetizing even to me, and I'm a dog. Looks at the back, though. What's on the back? There's something drawn on the back as well. Let's see. It's a missing hand of Elizabeth's clock tower. And there's an instruction below on how to make it, too. It's a blueprint, miss. What the devil is a blueprint of a hand and Big Ben doing a rubbish bin like Alex Lipsky's Pestier? I think we'll keep hold of that particular piece of rubbish. A cat stealing from a bin? Isn't that a bit of a cliche? There could be a vile clue, Cheryl, and I think it's safe to assume that no longer something Mr. Lipsky wants. Oh, and here's the man himself, look. Sorry to keep you waiting. Here are your Lipsky special portfolios. Oh, thank you so much. No, yes, thank you. I hope to see you again sometime. I'm sure that you will. Goodbye now. Good. Now that we've taken care of dessert, I think it's time we head back. Finally, back to the matter at hand. Ah. I think I know why there's a thing of the clock hand blueprint. I think I know why. It's because they used the same piece of paper and one of them is on the back. Let's see. Piece together from the scraps of the paper found in the rubbish bin is Lipsky's Pastière. Sketched on the back of the recipe was a drawing of the clock hand. Huh. Yeah, I think I'm picking up what happened. It's probably time we headed back. Bicycle? Bicycle! Bicycle! I want to ride my... I don't know. Alright, Cat, where to next? You've done the restaurant and the cake shop. Please tell me if you're not full. Yes, I couldn't eat another thing. So let's carry on down Chancellor Lane. If we keep heading north, we'll ride back to the office. Oh, I know what you're thinking, miss. We're stopping in for a quick strategy meeting, aren't we? To discuss our next move? Wrong. There's a lovely little boutique shop next to the Layton Detective Agency. I thought we could have a peek. Have a peek? A boutique shop, miss. Alright, that's enough, Cat. Get your mind back on that job. Come on and respect me up here. Well, if Miss Layton finds even more delightful clothes to wear, then I'm all for it, actually. Give me strength. Come along, the boutique awaits. Alright. Well, we found a lot of investigative stuff. We're almost done with the chapter. I want to finish the chapter. I know it's a bit longer, but I want to finish it. Well, here we are outside the Layton Detective Agency, so, where's the boutique shop? It's just next door. Come along. Are you really a detective? I'm starting to have my doubts. Will it be open, do you think, miss? Perhaps it's closed for the day. It's just a small shop. You could be right, Ernest. Well, there's only one way to find out. Hi. I think you'll find this place was empty until recently, but someone set up shop here now. Layton Detective Agency says on the sign, see, open bracket. In other words, a snoop service, close bracket. You can't trust detectives if you ask me. They're as bad as the master criminals they're supposed to investigate. Well, you can just trust the Layton name. The agency's model is any mystery solved. I make it my personal mission to get to the bottom of any and every conundrum that my clients throw at me. You're detectives? Oh, Bob, you're such an idiot. Idiot. That's alright. Please feel free to come in for a consultation if there's anything we might be able to help with. Well, what does everybody else have to say? Oh, were you hoping to buy something in the Lucky Clover? Well, I was hoping to price at least. Of course you were, my dear. It's run by a lad called Clover Price. She managed the place all over her own. Oh, lady. She stocks the most beautiful clothes, and the hats and accessories are delightful too. But since it's just her running the place, her opening hours are rather hit and miss. She's very lucky to be able to pick and choose when she works. She really is a lucky Clover. You don't know anything about her, Cat. Keep your muzzle out of other people's business. And speaking of Cat. Meow. Oh, a little cat. It looks like a stray. Perhaps it's lost, do you think? Poor mite. We'll have to help it find its mother. Puzzle! Ah, jeez. There are a lot of puzzles. I've gotten an almost perfect score, though. This is a lottery. You need to add horizontal lines in order to reunite the lost little ones with their mothers. There's a minimum number of horizontal lines you'll need to add. Okay? Huh. With ladder raised, you stop and flap and follow a vertical line down the bottom. Okay? Well, let's see. The bird needs to get home first, because his mom's right there. Let's see. Well, the bird needs to get home first. Well, if we put one here, that'll get both of these two across. Then we get this guy home. Then we put another one here, it'll get this guy home, and this guy will go over one. Huh. don't know. Yeah. How many lines would you need to... how many lines would you need to add to help the baby deer at the top right to its mother at the bottom left? Adding 4 lines, you can unite the 2 deer. Having done this, the only pair not united are the bears and the birds. How many more lines do you need to add to bring them back together? With the deer still able to reach the other, add the arrows up the line right at the bottom. Join the second and third lines from the base. From the left. Huh. Four. It says 5. So I'm gonna assume 5 is the answer.
If you'll entertain my idea here.
Alright.
Thank goodness I got that right.
Alright, that was right. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting it to look. Yeah, it would take 5 lines. Alright. I don't think it was lost at all. No, I'm sure you're right, miss. It doesn't actually look like a kitten. I was worrying for nothing. Huh. What about you? What do you have to say? Sangreo's famous Poponos. Special delivery just for you. Oh. Supposed to write. Poponos? I'm sure I've seen you before somewhere, loitering around suspiciously. I'm not suspicious. I'm Benny. Anyone who wears an outfit like that needs treating suspiciously. Poponos are a special souvenir from my homeland, Sangrio. If you have a Popono, they say you get good luck forever. They see your dreams come true. They say you'll be eternally happy. Gosh, it sounds almost too good to be true. I think we'll have to decline. I'm afraid we're in the middle of an improper investigation at the moment. No, don't say no. If you don't like my Poponos, how about a puzzle? Oh, you gave me a puzzle. Another one. I don't know how to solve. The colors of the paintings are representing the appearance of something. Apparently, one of the colors can be seen every day, but which one is it? A's back B's blue, seen white. Is white. Huh. No, that's not it. It would have to be white.
I've seen how to solve this now. Oh, that's not like me.
Okay, never mind. I was wrong. There's only 2 options it could be.
This should do it, I think.
Yeah, that solved it.
That's how it's done.
Alright, not as many as I was hoping it would be, but... Alright. Oh, for 2/3. Okay, he doesn't... Okay. He just wants everybody to buy his Poponos. I'm sorry to... Yeah, okay, he's sad. Would you like to buy a Popono to share? No! Nobody wants your Poponos! Alright, well, we need to investigate the, The door won't budge. It looks like it closed today after all. Oh, bother. Sorry, miss, but at least you can come easily yet another day, seeing as it's right next door to the office. I'm in the mood for shopping now. Do you think it's really closed? Do you think the owner will open up for me? No one to give up, Cat. Dear me, you young turtleways never know when you're going, do you? Sorry? Just look at that puddle at your feet. Oh goodness, you're right. My shoes would have been ruined. Thank you, madam. I'm very grateful. Haha, don't mind it. Mention it. Suede is terrible for getting wet, isn't it? It's funny that there's only a puddle here and nowhere else. I wonder why. There's nowhere for the water to drain away, of course. That's the trouble. Speaking of which, there's a little fun conundrum I know about drains. I wonder if you'll come across it before. Pipe nightmare. Oh. If you turn on the 2 correct valves out, the 8 valves at the top water will flow out all the exit pipes on the bottom. In a different... Oh. Oh no. I have to pick 2? Well, 8 covers a lot. I'm gonna go with A and E, because that's what I feel like it is. Oh.
I've seen how to solve this now. What's the matter with me today?
Yeah, I didn't solve it. Fine, I'll view a hint. Yeah, I figured that's what the solution was. Four away from the light. Left. 4 from the left. E is right. So I'm gonna keep E. No. Oh, I did it!
I've seen how to solve this now. And that's how it's done.
Oh, that was easy. Alright. Wonderful. Dear me, I wish you could solve the problem of this puddle like you solved that puzzle. There's always a puddle here after it rains. Ah, it did rain yesterday then. One of my neighbors said it was raining in the middle of the night. Yes, I don't know what she was doing up, mind you. Sounds like it was just passing showers too, though. Rain in the middle of the night. Ah, that's my last piece. I found him. That's the case solved. So, case complete. Did it. Alrighty. Now what's the solution? Neither Cat, Ernest, or Cheryl noticed, but a sizable puddle in front. Okay. Solve it. Aha, I've got it. I know what happened to the missing clock hand. You do? Indeed, this mystery is history. Who did that, miss? All in good time, Ernest. We have to call Inspector Hastings first. He'll want to hear this, of course. In fact, yes, I think the results of the forensic analysis will be ready by now. Ernest, could you trot over to Scotland Yard and pick up a copy of the results? You mean the analysis of those samples I looked at for the scene? Yes, that's right. Once we have that, I'll explain everything. Okay, so she solved it.
It doesn't make any sense, Cat. Clock hands don't just go missing overnight.
Well, not necessarily. What if the hand melted during the night? That's a possibility.
No. Just no.
I wonder. Aha! Yes! The hand of the clock must have been an enormous wafer.
Now you're taking the biscuit.
Well, traces of a substance that could be wafer were found at the base of the clock
Put me
tower.
down.
So, in other words, they mistook it for an
Making this
for the actual
up,
piece.
please?
No. In other words, the two brothers kind of accidentally misplaced the real clock hand and accidentally replaced it with a wafer, which then melted due to the rain.
The samples collected from the scene certainly could indicate a wafer-like material. It had me confused at first, but of course, wafer makes perfect sense.
All right, we solved it.
Oh, yes. Wafer makes perfect sense for the kitty cat. But for the rest of us, who aren't crazy, it's a bit hard to swallow.
It's the truth that's crazy, not me. Because the truth is stranger than fiction.
Fair enough.
Really?
It's highly probable that the culprit is someone used to cooking cakes and pastries on a grand scale.
Which means the other brother.
In other words, a confectioner. We're looking for a master wafer maker.
Oh, you again. What do you want now?
Well, Mr. Lipsky, it's about the person responsible for the missing hour hand.
Eh?
It's you, isn't it?
It's both of them.
What are you talking about? This is not fair. You can't pick on me. What evidence?
If it's evidence you want, how about this?
It's drawing of hand.
I believe you made this, didn't you? As a plan for your brother, who had you make a giant clock hand out of wafer biscuit.
Oh, they got caught.
I was not enough careful. Like idiot, I made stew. I dropped the hand, and it was broken.
Oh, you broke it. That's what happened. So you had your brother replace it.
Ambassador is coming, and we are in pickle.
So you came up with the idea of a wafer hand to buy you some time?
No, yes. It was only thing I could think of. But my Bratzy is not to blame. It was all my idea. Bratzy, no. I thought a plan, not you. Quiet,
So the brothers...
Alex. I told you just follow what I say.
So in other words, the brothers accidentally
It's
made the
really
clock
very
hand and it
charming.
broke.
Huh?
The idea of a giant clock hand made of wafer. It's a wonderful notion.
Still, I did not tell truth. I made big mistake.
Yeah, but you tried to clear up your mistake by hiding the fact that you broke the hand while you made a real one.
Now, I don't know what me and my Bratzy can do.
Oh, that's easy.
Easy?
Yes, make another one. We'll present your wonderful wafer clock hand to the ambassador as a gift.
Fair enough.
What foreign dignitary wouldn't be delighted by a life-sized replica of a piece of one of Britain's most iconic landmarks?
Uh-huh.
Ah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Oh, you British, you know how to entertain, huh? Whatever may happen, you will never exit our hearts.
So Ambassador Fodefafa went off like clockwork. And Britain's place as a friendly ally to European neighbors was firmly reestablished. So they made a fake clock hand, replaced it, and because the old one broke.
Layton, you're amazing.
I can't believe it. That whole wafer thing, how wasn't that just a shaky dog story?
Ah, but you see, Shirl, the truth is always stranger than fiction.
Taken after your old man. Yes, I'm going to leave it here. Alrighty. Well, that was interesting, to say the least. I don't really understand what happened, but it kind of makes sense, I guess. So the clock hand, so one of the brothers broke the clock hand, the one that works in the tower. He accidentally dropped it. Had his brother make a new one out of wafer, and then replaced it. But then it rained, and then the clock hand went missing. Actually, and that actually makes a bit of sense when you think about it. I don't know, but it was interesting. But I am going to have to leave it here. I don't know how to exit the game, though, so I'll have to figure that out on my own time. But anyway, I'm going to leave it here. First episode, pretty good. It took a bit longer than you guys are probably used to, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm sure people like Professor Layton, they'll willingly watch it through to completion. So, and if not, well, then I just made a really long video that isn't getting a whole lot of views. I mean, that's my fault, but hey, I'll try to do better next time. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also, check out my Patreon description below as well if you want to help support the show. It's only a couple bucks a month, and it really helps me out, so I'd definitely appreciate it if you did that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!